Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So, welcome to my garden. It's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I had to think of the day. It's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon, and I thought I'll bring you outside because, hey, it's still summer. I've got kind of like BLT sandwich, so I've got some bacon, lettuce, tomato, of course, egg, just basic omelet with a little bit of cream, and some homemade mayo. I ran out of lettuce, so one of the sandwiches, this one has actually kale on one layer. Yeah. Anyway, some salt and vinegar crisps. And what else? A beer. Anyway, I can't wait to eat. I'm super starving. Let's eat.
What's your emergency?
There's a woman. There's a body.
A woman's body, sir?
She's here. But not all of her. Not all of her.
Calm down, sir. Can you tell me if the woman is breathing?
She has her tail. She has no face.
I'm Ingrid Mendoza, and you're in Killer Country. This week, we're diving into the bizarre death of Mirabel Diaz. Mirabel dreamed of becoming a Hollywood actress, but trapped in the small seaside town of Mystic Bay, Florida, her options were limited. She'd book an occasional used car commercial or a clown at a child's birthday party, but legitimate opportunities were few and far between. Eventually, however, Mirabel found a path to acting in an unexpected place, Wild Tides Water Park. There, Mirabel donned a long silver tail and a shimmering tube top. 5 days a week, rain or shine, she'd swim in a massive glass tank, smiling at tourists and posing for pictures. At Wild Tides, Mirabel became Miss Mirabel, the magic mermaid of Mystic Bay. Then, on August 24th, 2012, everything changed. Hurricane Braden tore through Mystic Bay, destroying 65 homes, 34 Shake Shacks, and leaving at least one person missing, Mirabel Diaz. Frank Wild, the longtime owner of Wild Tides Water Park, was among the last to see her alive.
She was a pretty one. Some say she had web feet. She never wanted to talk. Now, I don't like to speak ill of the dead, but she was a little cold. Snobby, you might say. When the hurricane was coming, I told her, hey, sweetheart, you can stay with me. Because, you know, this place is a fortress. I got hurricane shutters, sandbags, the whole shebang. A bunker with a sauna, screening room, bowling alley. Yeah, regulation bowling alley, do you understand? Yeah, the real deal. Yeah, I told her. I got 2 months worth of beans. Yeah, all kinds of beans. Right? Black beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, lima beans, soybeans, jelly beans. Yeah, I was worried, you know, because she lived all by herself. I owned the building she lived in, and I knew it was, I knew she wouldn't have beans. But she told me she'd be okay on her own. Yeah, maybe if she just stayed at my place. You know, you wonder what might have been. But she said no. She didn't even like beans.
I spoke with Frank at his home over 3-bean salad. From where we sat on an expansive back patio festooned with marble statues of dolphins, women, and dolphin women, we could see the very top of Wild Tide's Megalodon Mega Twister. It's a massive water slide, just over 100 feet tall, that shoots park visitors into the waiting jaws of a fiberglass megalodon.
Please, this park employs half the damn town easily. We added that big slide, the friggin' orcas. It's a sight to see, especially the mermaids. And Mirabelle, well, she was the most popular one. You really just never think of something happening to a girl like that in a place like this. Well, except for that time when those kids got eaten during the alligator parade. Or the time the clowns went feral. Oh, or that time when the old guy...
Behind us, something bumps hard against a glass wall.
Don't mind her. That's Cannellini. Here, girl. Come here. Come on, sweet bean.
Frank Wild, heir to the Wild Bean Company fortune, is an avowed animal lover. His home, a concrete monolith rising from the steaming marsh, includes a massive glass pyramid teeming with all sorts of aquatic marvels, including, most notably, a 6-foot albino alligator named Cannellini. He also owns a narwhal, 7 dolphins, roughly 16 flamingos, 3 tigers, 7 pythons, a wild boar, and several ostriches. Most are named after beans. Frank goes on.
I used to have a whole mess of macaws, too. But every hurricane, more of them escaped. Sometimes I still see them flying over the house. I guess they wanted to be free. Yeah, whatever that means. Anyway, she was a nice girl. Sometimes. And it's a shame what happened.
Jessa Lynn Garcia, another mermaid at Wild Tide's water park, remembers Mirabelle a bit differently.
She was just sweet as pie. She really was. And such a pretty little thing for a brunette. Except for the gills. She was always giving me real nice tips, about what to do with my clothes or my hair. She'd come up to me while we'd be putting our tails on and say something like, "Oh, Jessalyn, you would look so good as a blonde." Or, "Oh, Jessalyn, don't go to that Shake Shack on August 24th. I had a vision." And, she was always the second runner-up at pageants. Almost Miss Key Lime Pie. Almost the Orange Blossom Queen. Almost ambassador to Kazakhstan. People don't realize it, but it takes a lot of character to keep showing up after losing out over and over and over and over and over and over again.
For the next 20 minutes,
I'm
I'll
proud
be
of my
guiding you
titles.
towards
Always will be.
peace in
I don't take
times of
the
chaos.
honor of being the Orange Blossom
I
Queen
invite you
6
to
straight
find a
years in a
comfortable
row
position,
lightly,
be
but,
it in a chair, on the floor,
I
or
admire
on a cushion.
Mirabelle, too. And she
Be
had a
sure to
good
sit up
heart.
straight,
She'd volunteer
arms
all the
resting
time.
comfortably on your
She'd
lap,
perform
your
for the little old
palms
people
facing
down at the
down.
senior center. Sing that song from that
If you're seated in a
mermaid
chair,
movie,
I
I'm
invite
in
you
your
to place
world,
both feet
or whatever it's
firmly
called.
on the ground.
My children only watch godly
If you're
movies.
seated on the floor
But she'd
or
sing
on
that.
a cushion,
She didn't have
I
children,
encourage you
so
to position
maybe she didn't
yourself in
realize.
such a way
Or a husband, which I also have.
and supported.
Oh, and she was a
I'll give you a few more
perfectionist.
seconds
So she'd
to
sing
find
that
that
same
position
song
that's
over
right
and
for
over
you.
till she got it right. 20, 30 times. The old people would tell her she didn't have to, that she could
Ready?
stop at any time, but
Let's begin.
she was happy to do it. She
You
was a
can close your
natural
eyes
performer.
or just let
Oh,
your
so
vision
gifted.
gradually soften.
I was never like that.
Whichever is
I
best
mean,
for you.
Everyone's different.
Let's start
Some of us
by
are more
focusing
into
on
the artistry of it all.
There may be
I'm a
other
Wild
things
Tides
that
water
you
park
enjoy.
mermaid because I believe it's important to
Smells.
provide families with wholesome,
Traffic.
all-ages entertainment at an
Children.
affordable price. But others, they like the
Keyboards.
attention. Not not that I'm blaming her for what happened. Gosh, no. She was a nice person. She didn't deserve that. Not at all.
Of electrical
You just never think something like that would happen in a teeny, little, teensy-weensy town like Mystic Bay. I mean, besides that time that poor boy was pushed into that hydraulic press, or that old man who spontaneously combusted in the Publix parking lot.
Let's breathe.
But other than that, you just never think of bad stuff happening here. It was so sad what happened to her. Of course, we all suspected Jared. He was weird. He followed her around like a puppy. A weird puppy.
Mirabelle's disappearance left a mark on the minuscule town of Mystic Bay. Search missions tampered by downed power lines and felled trees. As days turned into weeks, the town's optimism began to fade. That said, losing hope is something of a custom for residents of Mystic Bay. For years, competing theme parks, virus outbreaks, daylight savings, and a quickly shifting culture led to a downturn in park numbers.
Now, Wild Tides is still top quality. Some of the best damn entertainment in the state. I don't care what anyone thinks, right? But the fact of the matter is, kids don't go for that anymore. Yeah, they'd rather be on their phones playing Candy Crush or Roblox Adopt Me or Leo Dust Fun than at a park with their folks. So people stop coming. And then, of course, that's when they found
mail. Your breath is your actor.
Or what was left of her.
What was left of Mirabelle was found by Jared Holt on November 15th, 2012, 3 months after she went missing. That's his voice you heard in the 911 call at the top of the episode.
She has her tail. She has no face.
When Chippewa County Police arrived at the scene, they discovered a grisly sight. Mirabelle Diaz lodged in the jaws of the megalodon twister. Her mermaid tail curled daintily beneath her on the ancient beast's pink fiberglass tongue. The park's earliest attendees, a group of school children from the St. Brendan Navigator Institute for Marine Biology, followed Jared's gaze, the park's famed mermaid staring back at them. That is, if she could have stared back. Jessalyn Garcia remembers the day vividly.
He was catatonic when he first saw her. You know, like he couldn't move or blink or say a single word. Oh, poor thing. He just stood there, looking into the hole where her face had been. It was all sunk in. A pit. No offense to Mirabelle, but you know, I think it was the worst I've ever seen her look. And it was the first day since the hurricane that the park was open to the public. What's so sad about it? The water's cold, the sun sets early. It's peak season for the plastic algae that sometimes grows on Blaze River inner tubes. But we've lost so much money because of the storm that we were all just so excited for the park to open back up again. And someone had just up and shoved poor little Mirabelle into a big old shark mouth. How's that for taking a stick right out of your popsicle? Now, Jessalyn had a pretty good idea of who was responsible.
Count it down.
Got mail.
2, 1, switch it up. 3, 2, corner knee.
When's the last time you enjoyed a mouthful of fresh, home-cooked food?
Let's go.
Between work and errands, there's never time to think about DoorDash is a meal delivery service focused on fresh, organic ingredients. It's chosen by real chefs.
Corner knee.
Best of all,
Don't worry, you don't
DoorDash
have to
meals
remember it.
never
I
expire.
normally call it out. I always corner
forever.
Come on.
To watch it.
20% off your first Dinner Dash weekly meal kit with
Let's go.
Killer 20.
Back to those crunches. Crunch it down.
Meals
Don't
delivered. Back to the
3,
base.
don't stop on me. 2, let's go.
How are you doing
Count it
Now, the
down.
first thing you gotta understand about
Is that like a world record?
And if you get
so
some of the
everyone
movements
knows
messed up,
everyone here.
so
I went to school,
now
where
we're adding
Mirabelle,
your side leg.
here at the park.
Side leg.
Well, I can say this, right? Because I know him.
That's insane! That's insane!
Ever.
Crunch it
The
down.
only reason he kept his job was because no one else wanted to wear a costume. He wanted to wear the
Okay,
costume.
close.
Count it down.
Really,
3,
really really,
two,
really,
one, switch it up.
really wanted to
Three,
wear the
two,
costume.
corner knee. Knees up. Hey,
You've done
come on, y'all. Let's work
You've
out.
got mail.
on this too.
Curl.
Ready?
Let's go.
Why is your head so block
Come on, what you
shaped?
got next?
Park's iconic mascot,
Side leg.
Manny
It's not
the
block
Monkey,
shaped.
since dropping out of Mystic
Come on, time to
Bay
get
High
out for a
School
day.
in 1999. His costume consisted of a massive suit carved of lace and foam,
Now, L step. Step.
Sign labels for these sensations. We can see tape.
complete with flippers, a floppy
You've got
headpiece,
mail.
and
Four,
Manny's
step.